I didn't let my miracle baby nephew be part of my wedding. My sister Lydia hasn't spoken to me in 8 months. My parents think I'm heartless. Half my family skipped the reception entirely, all because I said no to a baby in a wagon. Let me explain. My sister Lydia had her son Caleb after 6 years of IVF, 12 rounds, 3 miscarriages, countless tears. When Caleb was finally born, our entire family treated him like the second coming of Christ. I get it. I do. I cried when I held him for the first time. I bought him more gifts than anyone. I babysat whenever Lydia needed a break. But when I got engaged, something shifted. Lydia called me 3 days after the proposal. Before she even said congratulations, she asked what role Caleb would have in the wedding. He was 7 months old at the time. The wedding was 14 months away. I told her I wasn't sure yet. We hadn't even picked a venue. She said she had some ideas. Her voice got that tone, the one that meant she'd already decided something and was just waiting for me to agree. Caleb could be pulled down the aisle in a little wagon right before the flower girl. He'd wear a tiny tuxedo. Someone could hold a sign that said, "Here comes the bride." The guests would absolutely die. I said that sounds cute, but let me think about it. I thought about it for 2 months. Then I told her, no, the wedding was going to be small. 40 people. Intimate ceremony at a vineyard. I didn't want any kids there at all. Not just Caleb. My fiance and I had discussed it extensively. Lydia lost her mind. He's not just any kid. He's a miracle. He's family. How could you exclude your own nephew from the most important day of your life? I told her I wasn't excluding him. I was having a child-free wedding. Lots of people do that. She said that was different. Other people don't have miracle babies. I asked her what she meant by that. She said Caleb's existence was proof that God answers prayers, that having him at my wedding would be a blessing, that refusing him was basically refusing a gift from God. I told her I loved Caleb, but I wasn't changing my wedding plans. That's when she called our mom. Mom called me within the hour, crying, saying she couldn't believe I would do this to Lydia after everything she'd been through, that Caleb was the light of our family, that I was being selfish and cold. I tried to explain about the child-free policy. She said that was just an excuse. Dad called next. He was calmer but said the same things with different words. He reminded me how hard Lydia's journey had been, how much she'd sacrificed, how Caleb was more than just a baby to our family. I held my ground. The next 6 months were a nightmare. Every family dinner became a debate. Aunts and uncles I barely talked to started texting me essays about compassion and inclusion. Lydia posted on Facebook about how some people don't understand the value of family. My fiance asked if maybe we should just let the baby come. I said no. This wasn't about Caleb anymore. This was about whether I was allowed to make decisions about my own wedding. 3 weeks before the ceremony, Lydia gave me an ultimatum. Either Caleb is in the wedding or I'm not coming. I told her I'd miss her. She didn't come. Neither did my parents. Neither did 4 aunts, 2 uncles, and 11 cousins. My wedding had 19 guests instead of 40. I cried during my vows, not from sadness, from exhaustion. The reception was quiet but beautiful. My best friend gave a toast that made everyone laugh. My husband and I danced alone on the floor for 3 songs straight. A month later, I found out why Lydia had been so insistent. My cousin Megan called to check on me. We talked for an hour. At the end, she said something that made my blood run cold. You know she was planning to announce her second pregnancy during the wagon moment, right? I asked her to repeat that. She had it all planned out. Caleb would come down the aisle with a sign, but the sign wasn't going to say, "Here comes the bride." It was going to say, "Caleb's going to be a big brother." She was going to announce her pregnancy at my wedding, during my ceremony, using her miracle baby as a prop. That's why she fought so hard. That's why she involved the whole family. That's why she gave me an ultimatum. It was never about Caleb being included. It was about Lydia being the center of attention. I still haven't told my parents. I'm not sure I ever will, but I don't regret saying no, not even a little bit.